Now, we often think of habits as bad things, but think about this. They are our way of operating on minimum brain power.
That's it.
If we did everything consciously, we would fill up the RAM very quickly and we'd be completely unproductive.
100% agree.
Now, what about overriding a behavior?
All right.
Say you've got a behavior you don't like.
And that overriding is not overriding.
No,
right?
writing.
Overriding feels like a manual, like push the override button. But overwriting erases the old one and replaces it with a new
something else. And that's the key. You must substitute. We've got identify the simplest possible way to overwrite a behavior. Identify the behavior you want to change or eliminate completely. So that's step one. What is it? When do you do this? Like, learn about the behavior when you're doing it.
Yeah.
Choose something else to do in its place every time. And then the third part is simple. Condition it in by doing it. Now, we're back to B.F. Skinner here with classical conditioning, doing something over and over and over again, and it just overwrites. Yes, exactly. Yes.
You may need to change your state by changing what you're focusing on or how you're using your body, changing your physiology to get into the right state to make this new behavior. But then, as Tony Robbins often says in Awaken the Giant Within, Unlimited Power, you've got to condition this stuff in. You've got to do it until it becomes your new pattern. Right?
Exactly.
It's like that scratching the record, the old school record with eventually it will not play anymore.
Yeah, or an audio tape, the old cassettes.
Yeah, run a magnet over it back and forth.
Now, the question is, how long will it take to overwrite a behavior?
As long as it takes and not a moment longer.
Well, how long will it last?
It will last as long as it lasts and not a moment longer.
But if you condition it in, you can condition it into the point that it's permanent.
Most things will be, if you do them properly and you condition it in, it will be permanent. And it's no different than if I eat well and I exercise and get good sleep, I'll be permanently fit until the day I die, right?
Always comes back to fitness with you people, doesn't
I like
it?
fitness. Fitness is great. Yeah. Fitness is very important to me.
Longer, if you condition something in to make it permanent, and it can be unconscious too. There's a poem, Sam the Saxon, that I've recited before. I learned this when I was 8 years old. It's a long poem by Stanley Holloway. It was conditioning just by hearing my dad. Remember I said we had endless camping trips when I was a kid. My mom and dad thought it was an adventure. I just thought it was a damned inconvenience. I never liked it. Eating outside of the picnic table and wasps and stuff and raining and talking about what a great time we're having, putting up a wet, heavy canvas tent.
I thought you loved the rain.
Well, yeah, no, it's in a wet tent, like a heavy tent clinging to you. You're 8 years old.
Rain is
Stop
a big
it.
Lie.
Stop it. So, but I learned Sam the Saxon. 'Tis a tale of an old Saxon sovereign. His name to a lion hearted Sam. And the rest of it, just by hearing my dad say it in the car on all these trips, which shows how damned often we went camping for this epic poem to get my brain.
Reminded me of something that I discovered or realized at some point in the past that, back when we didn't have Apple Music and stuff like that, Spotify, we had albums. You'd play a DVD or cassette, and you'd play usually the whole album start to finish. Well, if a song is ending, like say track 3 is ending, you know what's coming next, track 4.
For sure, yeah.
That part is wired in your brain to the beginning of the next song, and you go, oh, I know what's coming up.
And you'll probably be right if you hum it even in the right key.
Yeah. Yeah. And similarly, if somebody said, hey, Mike, what's the 5th song on this particular album? You wouldn't necessarily know.
No.
You would have to
sequentialize it.
Yeah. Yes. It would be weird. You wouldn't be able to just say, oh, this song comes after this one. Whereas if you're hearing it, you know exactly what's coming next. And it's an anchor. Really, these are anchors.
They certainly are. Yeah. So an anchor is simply a stimulus, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, whatever that is, tied to a specific state. And another point on this, overriding something. Does it have a strong K component, a strong kinesthetic response? So if you're getting a specific feeling from this behavior, some kind of funny feeling, then you want to make sure. Now, if you're having some sort of kinesthetic response, you must make sure that whatever you override it with also has a powerful kinesthetic, because there may be a reward chemical. There may be dopamine in this.
Yeah, you've got to change the behavior to something that is beneficial for you and emotionally charged in a positive way.
Yes, Chris, that's good.